right, so today we're taking a deep dive into something pretty wild.
Oh, yeah.
It's this idea that maybe we should be looking at the human brain
Oh.
as the model for a network
Mm.
that simulates all of humanity
Interesting.
instead of, silicon and all the algorithms and stuff we usually think about with AI.
Yeah, that's a really cool way to flip the script.
Yeah, so what if instead of all that we had, actual human minds
Right.
and all their connections and everything
Yeah.
being used to model how society behaves?
That's a super interesting idea. I mean,
Yeah.
we always think about neural networks just in terms of computers.
Right, exactly.
But this source is like, wait a minute. What about the ultimate network?
Yeah,
The one that's already here.
which is us.
Exactly. Like, imagine each person
Right.
as a node in this giant network.
Yeah.
And they're all connected by all this stuff from the knowledge we share to
Mhm.
just basic cultural norms. Everything you can think of that connects people.
Okay, so we've got billions of these human nodes
Right.
all making up this massive network, but
Yeah.
what data is it actually processing?
Well, that's where it gets really mind-blowing.
Okay.
This source is saying that the entire history of human knowledge,
Whoa.
everything,
Like everything?
everything,
Like my grocery list.
even your grocery list,
Okay.
it's all part of the training data for this human network.
Wow.
I mean, think about it. Every book you've ever read, every
Yeah.
conversation, every experience you've ever had, it's
Yes.
all contributing to this massive database.
It's like we're all constantly adding to this giant library.
Exactly. And it's always evolving,
Always evolving.
constant learning.
But the source also talks about
Yeah.
like a hierarchy within this network.
Oh, yeah. That's a key part of it.
So there are layers to this thing.
Exactly. It's like a pyramid.
Okay.
And at the bottom, you have the masses.
Right.
Just everyday people going about their lives, taking in information, reacting to things.
Mm.
Think about scrolling through social media
Oh,
or reading the news,
Right.
talking to your friends.
Sharing TikToks?
Exactly. We're all down there.
Okay, so at the base, it's us.
Yeah, the foundation of the whole thing.
And then above that, we have
Well, that's where things get interesting
Why?
because that's where you find the specialists.
the specialists.
Yeah, like your teachers, your scientists, your artists.
Oh, okay.
Anyone who takes that raw information from the base
Right.
and refines it, interprets it.
So they're processing it.
Exactly. They're the ones who are helping us make sense of the world.
Oh.
And they're pushing the boundaries of what we know.
So they're like the bridge
Yeah, like the...
between the masses and the top of this pyramid.
Exactly. They're taking it to the next level.
Okay, and then at the very top,
At the very top, you have the decision makers.
the big dogs.
The big dogs, exactly.
Okay.
Your politicians, your business leaders, your influential thinkers.
Mm.
They're the ones making the choices that impact the whole network.
Wow, so they're really steering the ship.
You could say that, yeah.
That is quite a picture. I mean,
Yeah.
this network, it's just constantly learning,
Always evolving.
evolving.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. But then the source throws this curveball,
Oh, yeah.
talking about limitations.
That's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, what are they?
Well, think about it like this.
Yeah.
Even the most powerful computer in the world can only output what it's been programmed to do.
Right.
It's limited by its code.
And it's
I don't-
data.
And it's data, exactly.
Okay.
So in the same way, this human network
Mhm.
is limited by what we know collectively.
So even with all this interconnectedness,
Yeah.
we're still essentially prisoners
In a way,
of our own history.
our own biases,
Right.
our own limited understanding of everything.
So we're trapped by what we already know.
Kind of, yeah.
Hmm.
The source is saying that this creates a kind of artificial intelligence
Oh, wow.
in society itself.
So it's like we're a giant AI.
Yeah, it's like we're capable of amazing things.
Right.
We can adapt, we can
Right.
progress,
Yeah.
but we're always working within the framework of what we already know.
That's kind of depressing.
Yeah, it's a bit sobering.
But the source goes even further.
Oh, yeah.
It challenges us to break free.
From this conditioning.
Yeah, to transcend our limitations
Yeah.
and achieve true intelligence.
That's the big question.
But how?
How do we do that?
Yeah.
Well, they have this analogy that I love.
Mm.
They compare our individual brains to ants.
Ants.
Ants focused on carrying crumbs.
Okay.
Each ant is super efficient, right?
Right. They're good at their job.
But they're so focused on their little crumb,
Right.
they miss the big picture.
The whole colony.
Exactly. They don't see the purpose of what they're doing.
So are we the ants?
That's the question.
Are we all just running around with our little crumbs?
Yeah, are we too caught up in the day-to-day to see the potential of humanity as a whole?
That's deep.
Yeah, the source argues that our brains are often preoccupied
Right.
with trivialities.
Trivialities.
Yeah, deadlines, anxieties.
Social media.
Oh, yeah, all the social media.
Right.
And that's keeping us
Yeah.
from seeing the interconnectedness of everything,
Right.
the potential for this collective intelligence.
Okay, so what if we could tap into that?
Now that's the exciting part.
What would it look like?
I mean, imagine
Trying.
a world where we can pool all the knowledge, the creativity, the problem-solving skills of billions of minds.
We could solve anything.
Maybe.
The source talks about solving, like, human problems instantly.
I know, right?
Could we cure cancer?
Potentially.
Solve climate change?
It's possible.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-boggling.
It is. But, okay, let's back up for a second.
Yeah, okay.
We've covered a lot.
We've
explored this crazy concept of a human neural network.
Yeah.
Talked about its potential.
Limitations.
Right. And maybe more importantly, this question of our role.
Our own place in this whole thing.
Yeah. Are we just the ants?
Or can we be something more?
That's the question, folks.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
I hope you'll keep exploring it.
Me too.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.